Fans, if you've tuned in tonight on Gramstar Sports, you are in the right place for the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. This is Robbinsville Varsity Volleyball here on GramstarSports.com, and the opponents tonight are the North Carolina Leadership Academy Lady Falcons. Thank you for tuning in with us and helping support Night Athletics here on GramstarSports.com. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan joining you for tonight's telecast, as we'll be with you for the duration as Robbinsville plays its first of what looks to be and hopes to be 6 matches in their quest for a state championship. We'll be back in just a few moments. The Lady Knights have one more warm-up session left to go, and we'll be getting the action underway with our national anthem, the introduction of our team lineups, and, of course, set number 1 right here on the Gramstar Sports Network.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to Robbinsville High School for the first round of the 1A state playoffs as Lady Knights host the Leadership Academy Lady Falcons. At this time, if you would please stand and come to remove all headwear as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Our teams. First, the visitors from Leadership Academy coming into this match tonight with a record of 18-6 for the season. A freshman, number 3, Caitlin Taylor. A sophomore, number 5, Bailey Matthews. Sophomore, number 6, Anna Sutherland. A junior, number 8, Alexandra Hodges. A senior, number 10, Jenna Clayton. A junior, number 11, Jordan Moore. Another junior, number 12, Ariana Elliott. Another junior, number 13, Addison Goldberg. Another junior, number 14, Emerson Goldberg. And number 15, a freshman, Kate Selmer. And the Falcons are coached by Lydia Cardwell. All right, Lady Knight fans, let's hear some noise for your conference champion, Robbinsville Lady Knights. Number 14, a senior from Snowbird Road, Taya Owl. A junior from Long Creek, number 15, Tia Hall. A sophomore from Old Sweetwater, number 20, Olivia Lewis. A senior from the Big Cove of Cherokee, number 22, Thayla Welch. Starters tonight, a junior from Cynthia Lane, number 1, Delaney Cruz. A freshman from Swain County, number 2, Surrey Waddy. A sophomore from Peakside Road, number 3, Claire Barlow. A senior from the lower end of High Splendor, number 4, Kinsley Phillips. A senior from East Buffalo, number 6, Jessica Tremble. A sophomore from Carpenter Hollow, number 14, Liz Carpenter. And a junior from Old Santula, number 16, Aubrey Wachacha. Lady Knights are coached by Katie Phillips. She is assisted by Dee Dee Bruce.
lot of buzz on the floor as we come back to you live from Robbinsville High School. Kevin Hensley and the distinguished Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast. This is the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 1A state playoffs. Robbinsville Lady Knights coming into this one after we've missed them for the last week or so. Now they are back in action with us on the Gramstar Sports Network. Ended up finishing as the conference tournament runner-up and in a tie for the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship. So Robbinsville 16-8, and by virtue of that gets a higher seed than the 18-win Lady Falcons, who finished third in the Northwest Piedmont Conference. Of course, the conference champions there were Bishop McGuinness and Cornerstone Charter. They both had an 11-1 mark in that division. Hayesville actually made the trek to Cornerstone Charter, which is in Greensboro today. We'll go through some playoff matchups in the Smoky Mountain Conference. As we roll through tonight's match, we'll run down how it's went so far. There's a couple of matches still going on. They were spaced out throughout the day. And Robbinsville and Murphy here in the far point of the West ended up with the nightcaps. And it looks like the Lady Falcons will be serving first as we begin the first round of the state playoffs. And that was Jordan Moore, a junior, that immediately serves it into the net. 1-0 Robbinsville right off the bat. And there's senior Kinsley Phillips with a shot. And Robbinsville scrambles to save it. Phillips pushes it back. Shot goes in. Great kill in the middle. Number 5, that is Bailey Matthews, a sophomore. And that gets it knotted back up at 1 apiece here on GramstarSports.com. I want to thank our season-long sponsor, Blevins Insurance, located on Rodney Orr Bypass. We also want to thank our other sponsors for the year, Lovin Contracting and Coy Adams Timber Company, for helping make all of these telecasts possible for all of you great fans on Gramstar Sports. That one drops in as well. I'll tell you, Owl really thought that shot was out and let it ride as such, but that's going to lead to a 2-1 deficit in favor of the Falcons. Number 3, that is Caitlin Taylor. She's a freshman, and she'll pop off here at the line and see how things can go with the Falcons taking the slight advantage. There's a shot by Brooms. That'll get trickled down, and Delaney Brooms gets the first kill of the match for Robbinsville. 2-2 your score here in set number 1. Freshman sensation Soriwati will now tee off for the Lady Knights. Hard spike in the middle, and it hits Delaney Brooms. So that will go to the Lady Falcons. Leadership Academy, located in Kernersville, North Carolina, if you're a geography nut. They travel 3 hours and 46 minutes to get here today. I'm sure that was broken up along the way. Another service error. And senior Desta Trammell now at the line. Nice save. Here comes Brooms off the pass from Wachacha, and it's ate up on the back row by the libero. Number 6, that's Anna Sutherland wearing the white jersey tonight for the Falcons. There's another pass. Here's Brooms blocked up front. And give that to Caitlin Taylor and Kate Selmer on the block. Selmer will now jog back to the line. Another freshman. This is a young team. They've got just one senior. They are junior heavy, so they'll be good again next year. Win, lose, or draw tonight. Brooms can't save that one. 5-3 your score here in set number 1. As we mentioned, Robbinsville and Murphy being the 2 furthest west teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference have ended up with the later matches here tonight. We're trying to pull up the scores here for you folks, but Brooms will spike the ball to the back row, and nobody able to get to it. Communication breakdown as Anna Sutherland, and I believe that's supposed to be Alexandra Hodges. She normally wears number 8, but we're going to call her number 9 tonight until we find out otherwise. Here's the pass and the return, but it's going to get slammed into the net. So just like that, in the blink of an eye, It's 5-5. Appreciate all you fans finding us. We were really, really hoping, as we've talked all season long, about getting our enhanced telecast off the ground tonight. And try as we may, it just was not going to cooperate. We even got here multiple hours ahead of the start of this match. Hope to have on-screen graphics for you guys. We will roll that out eventually, I assure you. One more bug to work out. Robbinsville now with the 6-5 advantage here on GramstarSports.com. We are streaming Robbinsville Athletics all season long and beyond. Fans, if you're finding us here tonight on Gramstar Sports, we stream 6 different varsity sports for Robbinsville. That is football, volleyball, basketball, wrestling, and, of course, baseball and softball in the spring. 6-6 is the score here tonight. And that was going to go out off the paws of number 8. So that is Alexandria Hodges. My apologies. We'll find out the identity of number 9 later. I'm assuming they must have some different uniforms. That does not match their roster. Here's a junior. She's the middle hitter from Old Set Titla near the Cherahela Skyway. That is Aubrey Wachacha with an ace here in set 1. And that one is going to go out. Point goes to the North Carolina Leadership Academy. They are located off High Point Road in Kernersville. As we mentioned, nearly a 4-hour trek just to get here. And that's the way these 1A playoff brackets shake out. They split them up into West and East. There's 64 teams overall in the playoffs from the 1A classification. And another nice serve. That one will drop. Point Lady Knights. It's 10-7 here in set 1, and that's a senior at the line right now. Miss Taya Owl trying to take care of business for Robbinsville. Owl gets an ace. Wachacha with an ace. And make that 2 for Miss Owl, one of the 4 Robbinsville seniors this season. 11-7 Robbinsville. Good crowd on hand for a Saturday night matchup here in Graham County. Still a little shy of what you would expect for a first-round playoff game. But with it coming on a weekend as such, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Big kill in the middle for Kinsley Phillips, the senior captain of the team. While we got just a moment, we will mention that Swain County is out of the postseason, drawn with the 25-19, 25-22, 25-19 sweep earlier today. That ends Swain's season at 11-12. Much improved effort this year from the Lady Devils. And how about that big kill in the middle from sophomore Claire Barlow? 13-7. Robbinsville is running away with the lead. And the Lady Falcons need to take a moment to find out why. Stay with us, fans, on the Gramstar Sports Network. And Miss Owl returns to the service line where she set up shop in this streak for Robbinsville. 3 straight points, and the Knights have pulled away with a 13-7 advantage here in set 1. And that was going to drop right behind Desta Trammell. 13-8 is going to be your score. And the serve is off. That was Emerson Goldberg fired it off for the Falcons. And a couple of bright spots up front for the Leadership Falcons tonight, but other than that, they've struggled to get returns off, and now we're back to the top of the rotation already as senior Kinsley Phillips gets an ace. An ace for Kinsley Grace makes it 15-8 here in set number 1 in the first round of the state playoffs. And make that 2 in a row for Kinsley Phillips, who, by the way, I just want to mention, fans, did not actually play back row her freshman year, so has really progressed a long way and broke the 1,000 digs mark earlier this season in her career. Trying to check here and see. So it looks like the winner of this matchup will be on the road on Tuesday. So this may be Robbinsville's only home match of the postseason. Big block by Claire Barlow, who leads the conference in blocks. And that time atop of the net. Can't do that. 17-8 Robbinsville here in set 1. Highland Tech swept Millennium, another Piedmont school, by the way, in the Northwest Piedmont Conference. Highland Tech is the number 4 seed. They prevailed 25-10, 25-10, and 25-9 earlier tonight. So the winner of this one gets to go to Highland Tech on Tuesday for the second round of the postseason. Highland Tech, of course, located in Gastonia, right around that greater Charlotte area. And it looks like Caitlin Taylor's back at the service line for the Falcons. Sariwadi with the greeting. Here comes Bruins with a spike. And it's sent a mile high. Able to scramble and save it, and the feed back over. Kinsley Phillips with the dig. Here's the pass by Desta Trammell. Here comes Bruins. Big spike, and that will fly out of bounds on a return attempt. 19-9 here in set 1. If you keep a score at home, fans, Robbinsville is on a 13-2 run. It was a 7-6 Falcons advantage. And in the blink of an eye, it's 19-9. Shot over the net's going to go awry. Aubrey Wachacha was there to make sure, just in case. Bishop McGinnis got the 3 seed and knocked off Thomas Jefferson in 4 earlier today. Greystone Day over Starmount in a 4-set victory. Allegheny swept Corvon Community Charter School. Trying to run through some of these matchups. Highlands, they got the 10 seed and prevailed against South Stanley in 5. So with Highlands winning its conference, of course the Little Smoky Mountain Conference, Highlands will either have to travel to Mount Airy or host South Stokes on Tuesday. Mountain Island Charter had the 3 seed and swept Bradford Preparatory Academy. Piedmont Charter over Avery County in 4 sets. Christ the King swept Rosman in 3. That's a former Smoky Mountain Conference school, is Rosman. And Union Academy has not finished this match yet with South Davison, so we don't have a score update on that one. We can tell you here for sure after that service error, it is 23-10 Robbinsville here in set number 1. And it failed to mention, of course, Cherokee, 5 of the 6 teams from the conference, did advance to the postseason. Cherokee picked up the sweep. 25-16, 25-23, and 25-14. Trammell with a hard slack over the net. Return made by Jenna Clayton for the Falcons. Trammell will set it now for Brooms coming in on the left side. And it is blocked, but the block goes awry. And don't look now, fans. Robbinsville is at set point here in the opening stanza. Trammell to serve again. Straight to Clayton. Return. But it is a net violation. They're going to call a carry, and that's going to do it. Falcons are out here in set one. Robbinsville up 1-0. 10-25 is going to be your score. Back in 3 on GramstarSports.com. Robbinsville took care of the visitors from Cartersville, the North Carolina Leadership Academy Lady Falcons. 10-25 was the split in set one, and now we're going to resume action. Robbinsville will get its first opening serve of a set here in set two. Good to have you with us on the Gramstar Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics. We are streaming it all season long and beyond. You tilt it down. Hensley Phillips will serve as we begin set two on the Gramstar Sports Network. And a mad scramble, Claire Barlow takes care of business there. Here's Trammell to Delaney Brooms, and that one will drop. Brooms with a nice tip to get the kill. Actually going to give the point, to the Leadership Academy. Hard shot, but it's going to end up at the net. 2-1 your score. It's a little bit too low. Yep, that's good. And now here's Surrey Waddy to serve a ball up here in set two. Good to have you with us, fans, wherever you may be tuned in. Once again, we do wish to thank our season-long sponsor. That is our friends at Blevins Insurance, located off Rodney Orr Bypass in Robbinsville. Here's Waddy with a hard smack over the net. Tip over the net. Everybody's still on their feet, though. Here's Wachacha with a good pass back over, and now a shot on the left side. Chacha tried. Quick, Spaz returns, and the Falcons prevail. And already hanging a little bit tighter here in set two. It's 3-2. It was an early start to set one. Back and forth pace before Robbinsville pulled away on the strength of a lengthy run. Ended up inevitably going 18-3 to pick up the W in set one. And the Academy with something to prove here. Kate Selmer with the return. Here comes Trammell to Brooms. Hard spike. And they're going to call a net violation on the Falcons. 4-2, Lady Knights. Fill it up a little bit more. Just a little bit. Trammell with a nice serve, greeted by the Falcons. Block at the net. And that was going to drop. Point Falcons. We are always unsure if the matchups will be able to be televised during the playoffs. We always give it our best, especially if we're at home, we can pull it off. However, when it goes on the road, often the NFHS network pops up in our way. And since they have a contract with the State Athletic Association, they get exclusivity rights to broadcast. So we'll find out if Highland Tech has an NFHS camera in their gym or not. And if not, we'll set up a stream and do our best for you fans on Tuesday in Gastonia. If Robbinsville prevails here tonight, it is 6-3 here in set two. Brooms will serve it up. Big, hard shot by Jenna Clayton. Boy, she got all of that one. The senior Falcon with a big spike, and that makes it 6-4. after that vicious attack. And that one was an unusual ace. That one took a weird break off of the back row for Robbinsville. And that one's going to drop as well. That's going to make it 7-5 Lady Knights. Here comes Aubrey Wachacha. Here's Wachacha on the serve. Fires a low one underneath the outstretched hands of Anna Sutherland and give an ace to Aubrey Wachacha. 8-5 your score. Wachacha's broke a little too much on that one, so that'll end her service run at 2. Error into the net makes it 8-6. Back to the line goes Jenna Clayton. She is the only senior on the roster this year for Leadership Academy, as we said at the top of the broadcast. Leadership Academy finishing 3rd in the conference, fell in a sweep to Cornerstone Charter in the Northwest Piedmont's conference tournament, and they got the 20 seed despite an 8-team win campaign. There's Kinsley Phillips with a nice shot over the net. Drops and rolls out toward Sweetwater Road. We don't want to let the ball go that far. 9-6 your score. And normally that's why we have a backup ball, but I guess they didn't take the time to grab it off the scorer's table. Okay, 9-6 it is here in set 2, excuse me. And Taya Owl will now serve for Robbinsville. And Owl serve into the net. So Robbinsville is struggling on the service line at the moment. Normally Wachacha and Owl fire off some powerful serves. They're tough to return. And there's Sutherland on the serve for the Leadership Academy. Phillips greets it. Pass from Trammell back to Phillips. Blocked at the net, but Robbinsville scrambles and salvages the volley. And there's a block that time by Barlow, but it's going to parade out of bounds. And it's 8-9. Leadership Academy almost back in the ball game here. Alexandria Hodges to serve. Excuse me, that's Anna Sutherland to serve. And the push by Phillips. Nobody was ready for it. 10-8 is your score. Robbinsville is 16-8 on the season. Defied a lot of doubters by getting to this point. They finished first in the conference and made it to the conference finals, tournament finals, as Barlow with a big kill makes it 11-8. Robbinsville was up 2-0 in the conference tournament finale at Swain County on Wednesday. And Murphy charged back to win 3 straight. Hard to do in this sport. And the Lady Knights fell as a result. As we mentioned, Murphy has the other PM match tonight here in the conference. They host Cherryville. Try to get an update from that as quick as we can as well. 12-9 is going to be your gamut here in set number 2. As Emerson Goldberg heads back to the line. Barlow with a hard spike. And the Lady Falcons are struggling to talk to one another on the back line. And that has plagued them throughout this matchup. 13-9 is your score. Here's Surrey Waddy. And a service error right back to the Leadership Academy. 10-13 your score here in set 2. Looks like Robbinsville is up 2-0, or excuse me, Murphy's up 2-0 in their match against Cherryville, I beg your pardon. Got an update from our friends at the Cherokee Scout on that matchup. And that's going to drop on the third attempt. 10-14, Robbinsville advantage. And Esther Trammell will do a quick tightening of the shoelaces before she fires off a serve. And it's a good one to the back row. Here comes Jenna Clayton and spikes it into the net. 10-15 after her service reception. High heaving shot. Waddy saves it here as Trammell's pass behind her to Liz Carpenter, the sophomore. And the ball's still in play. Falcons scramble. Nice work. Carpenter saves it. And the ball back over the net. And that attempt by Brooms is a bit too high and a bit too wide, and the Falcons get a point. 11-15 here in set two. Served by Bailey Matthews, a sophomore for the Falcons. Shot by Brooms. The block attempt goes up and down. Nobody else can get to it. 11-16. Brooms now to serve. Fans, if you're in Robbinsville and you're piled up at home, we encourage you to come out after you finish up our telecast, of course. The first ever Graham County Ghost Walk will be taking place immediately following this matchup. It actually begins at 7 o'clock. And there'll be three different segments tonight, 7 o'clock, 8:30, and 10. All proceeds will benefit the Graham County Schools Band Program. And you might hear a familiar voice narrating you along the way if you join the Ghost Walk. They're doing it this weekend and next, and the next weekend will be the Graham County Ghost Walk at Old Mother Church Cemetery. So expect plenty of chills and thrills next Saturday night on that one as well. Shot over. Here's the pass from Trammell. Wachacha to Trammell with a nice bump to get it back over. Good work from the senior, Desta Trammell. Phillips able to save the ball. Here's Carpenter, and she gets blocked at the net, and a thunderous drop. Falcons trail 12-18. Trammell, this is her only year playing volleyball, and it'll be her only year, period. She's a senior. Has done a phenomenal job transitioning into the setter role. That's more or less your quarterback out on the floor. If they don't get a good pass set for you, attacks are hard to come by. And Trammell looks like she's played her whole life. Robbinsville overall with four seniors on the roster. Ataya Owl, Fayla Welch, who popped in for an appearance in set one. Kinsley Phillips and Trammell. Ball drops again. Falcons still deep here into set two, I should say. Having a hard time getting on the same page. Both players kind of looking at each other there, trying to figure out why the other one didn't touch it. How about some more aces for Aubrey Wachacha? She's showing off tonight at service line, and the head coach for the Falcons, Lydia Cardwell, calls a timeout. Robbinsville up 21-12. First round playoff action is on your television screen, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever you're watching us on. You are certainly welcome, whether you're a Lady Knight or a Lady Falcon. This is the Gramstar Sports Network. How about an appearance off the bench for sophomore Olivia Lewis making a serve late in set 2. Robbinsville up by 9 at the moment. And pretty much have had this match well in hand from the outset. Carpenter with a hard kill, and that pops the entire team over on the bench. Carpenter, a sophomore, as we were mentioning. This team has 4 seniors. And there'll be plenty of experience up front next year. Back row is where they're going to have to work things out. The libero, Shuri Wadi, will be returning. And it is now 13 to 22, I beg your pardon. Lewis again to serve. Falcons still can't get on the same page. 23-12, Robbinsville. Lewis with a nice high arcing serve. And a violation called on Robbinsville. So that just prolongs this one here in set 2. It's 13-24. Stronger effort from the Falcons here in set 2. Jenna Clayton, the senior, with a lobbing serve, but it clears the net, and that's all that matters. Hard shot that Carpenter finds. Trammell with a high heave, and she touched under the net. (14-24). Clayton with a jump serve, that time to the back row. Nice stretch made by Brooms to save it. And she slides in for another save. Here's Kinsley Phillips for the win. And the Falcons are able to play it somehow. That ball was traveling about 2 gazillion miles an hour. Marlowe's spike is defended as well, as the Falcons are getting scrappy here. And there's another point for the Leadership Academy. Leadership Academy was down 21-12. And it's a 3-3 split here late. Here's the pass from Phillips. Trammell will pass it behind her. And a tip and a block at the net for Claire Barlow. Plus the finishing touches on set 2. Robbinsville up 2-0 in the contest. 15-25 is how the second segment ends. Back in 3 on GramstarSports.com. Welcome back to Robbinsville. 2-0 is the match score. Lady Knights have prevailed in sets 1 and 2, 10-25 and 15-25. As we're with you for the first round of the state playoffs against the North Carolina Leadership Academy Lady Falcons. Tilt that down a little bit if you want to. Yeah, you can go ahead and tilt it down. And it'll be opening serve for the Falcons. Robbinsville looking to go to the second round with a win here tonight. And the ball drops. Taya Owl can't make the play. 1-0, Leadership Academy. Pass from Trammell. Here's Phillips with a good tip. And that caught the Falcons off guard. Clayton tried to play it off the floor, but couldn't do it. Hard spike goes to Phillips on the back row on the dig. Pass from Trammell. Shot. Goes over the net. And the push back over. Barlow with a one-handed thwack. Blocked by Barlow. Pass by Trammell. Waddy to Barlow. And a hard shot from the back row. Jenna Clayton is paying all the dividends here in the first two sets for Leadership Academy. Nice serve. Trammell has played it off an awkward landing at the net. Tip. Waddy finds it for the dig. Pass. Tip by Brooms. Robbinsville is tip heavy at the net right now, and it's working. Hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it, or whatever the expression is. 3-2 Lady Knights advantage for Surrey Waddy. The excitement is overwhelming my broadcast colleague over here, Montana Buchanan. Four to Lady Knights. As we said, this will probably be Robbinsville's only home game unless we can go on the road and defeat some higher seeds. The Lady Knights, if the score holds here, of course, and the sweep comes out to be, we'll travel to Highland Tech on Tuesday for the second round of the playoffs. That one slammed into the net. And a quick service error ends the Falcons' hopes of a rally here in set number 3. Still awaiting a score from the Hayesville Cornerstone Charter matchup. That one is taking place in Greensboro today. Well, Tammy Dills had the Lady Jackets fired up and ready to go. No doubt about that. Great to see our conference registering so many kids, so many teams. 5 of the 6 programs in the Smoky Mountain Conference qualified for the playoffs. Tip over the net. Phillips finds it. Pass from Trammell. Here's Barlow, or Bruce with a tip. Excuse me, that tip has just snuffed out everything that the Lady Falcons have done up front today. And a tip of the hat to Robbinsville for figuring that out. Here's Trammell. Pass behind her. There's Trammell to Carpenter. Now there's a push by Brooms. That one is out ever so slightly. Seven, 3 Robbinsville as Lady Knights are eyeing a 3-0 run here tonight in the first round of the state playoffs. Lady Knights advanced to the second round last year before they were outed. Their best run on record was a 4th round playoff appearance in 2019. Lady Knights had won the conference, and the conference tournament gave them the conference championship outright. They had tied in the regular season with Murphy. So Robbinsville got the 1 seed and went to the 4th round as a result. Actually lost a match here at home to get outed from the playoffs. Was too shy of the state championship. And that block of Liz Carpenter will give the Falcons a much-needed point as number 15, Kate Selmer, heads back to the line to serve. It is 8-4 Robbinsville. Pass from Trammell. Here comes Brooms with a push. That one into the net, and my, oh my, the Falcons are playing too deep. 4-9 your score. Brooms now back to serve. Hard spike. Line drive served by Brooms. Nice save on the back row. And a hard shot back over. Here comes Trammell's pass, this time to Kinsley Phillips with a high tip. 10-4 Robbinsville here in set 3. Brooms again to serve. Nice greeting by Anna Sutherland, but it goes awry, and that's going to be an ace for Delaney Brooms, the junior outside hitter from Cynthia Lane. And timeout called by the Falcons. It's 11-4 Robbinsville here on the Gramstar Sports Network.
good, they're big, they're fast, well balanced.
11-4 is the split here tonight in Robbinsville as we come back to you for set 3 on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Robbinsville Varsity Volleyball. This is the first round of the state playoffs. In case you don't recognize the jerseys on the other side of the net, that is our friends from the North Carolina Leadership Academy out of the Charlotte suburb of Cartersville. There's a spike by Wachacha that drops in. 12-4 here in set number 3. Robbinsville has won the first two here tonight, 25-10 and 25-15. As we mentioned, it's still a good turnout for a Saturday night here in Graham County, but a lot of folks unable to make it. Weekend commitments will flare up from time to time, of course. Quick hijinks at the net by Clayton. Robbinsville not fooled, and a kill for Kinsley Phillips. 13-4 here in set 3. That one tinkled the net and still dropped. How about Wachacha with a big smack? Robbinsville is just dominating here tonight. Not giving the Falcons much of a hope and prayer. Once the early going is out of the way, Falcons hang tight with Robbinsville early. That's been the narrative so far. And then the Lady Knights run away with the segments. Robbinsville 10 points away from advancing to the second round of the state playoffs. And as we said, that could be a Tuesday trip to Highland Tech if Robbinsville can finish it off. And Jordan Moore couldn't scoop that one out at the net. Caitlin Taylor tried to dive in to save it for the Falcons, could not do so. 16-4 is the score. Pop over the net by Trammell. Here's a set by Moore. Clayton hits it on to Liz Carpenter's block, and the block goes out. So the point goes to the Falcons. And Bella Ford taking her sweet time, throwing the ball back in. Coach Lucas Ford's redheaded daughter, a beautiful little girl. I think she was in the cheerleading competition earlier today for the youth football conference here in West North Carolina. And she's an exceptional athlete herself, even at the young age of 8. She'll be doing big things for Robbinsville over the next 10 years. There's the reception by Brooms, passed by Trammell. Kinsley Phillips with a hard smack. Quickly returned. Wachacha with a forearm bump to keep it alive. Tip over the net. Waddy slides in. Pass from Trammell. Shot by Phillips. Falcons scrambling. Sutherland with the return. Brooms dig. Pass to Carpenter. And that finally ends that volley. Tense action here in set 3 as the Falcons are trying their darndest to keep their season alive. And Robbinsville is looking to get out of here with a sweep. And another service error for Wachacha. 17-7, Waddy back in the game. Robbinsville pulled in 3 junior varsity players after the season was over. 2. There's another one on the bench that's not dressed out, my mistake. Olivia Lewis, who we saw earlier. Tia Hall, number 15, has not checked in yet. And you see Fela Welch at the left end of the bench right now, wearing a knee brace. She just now got cleared for sports activity not too long ago. Carpenter with a serve that goes awry. And it looks like Welch will come in for her defensive work on the back row. She is a defensive specialist, trying to get her as much playing time as they can. This is her last hurrah as well after this season comes to a close. 8-18 is the split at the moment. Waddy with the reception pass. Here comes Brooms from the back. And that goes to Jenna Clayton, and Clayton dives, but can't come up with it. And we're back to the top of the rotation. There is senior Kinsley Phillips in what could be her final serves at home. We'd love to see Robbinsville back here during the postseason, and perhaps we will. You never know how the playoffs will go. But with Robbinsville being the 13th seed, as we said, a lot of higher seeds are going to have to fall for that to happen. Waddy greets it. Pass from Trammell. Here's Brooms. That one is out. 9-20 here in set 3. Fans, if you tuned in to watch us on behalf of the Lady Falcons, we appreciate you purchasing your pay-per-view pass to GramStarSports.com. We will be your exclusive home for Robbinsville streaming this season. So if our 2 programs are paired up again, come right back where you were for postseason coverage. Freshman Surrey Waddy will get a crack at it here. 9-21. Here's the pass and a return by Addison Goldberg. Welch climbs back to her feet after that graceful fall. Big block by Wachacha. Ball still in play. And Bailey Matthews gets the careen off of Wachacha's hands in the middle. And the Falcons are in double digits once again. It's 10-21. The most they put up tonight is 15. And it looks like Claire Barlow is in for back row play as we're trying to change things up a little bit. Katie Phillips trying to get some fresh looks on the floor. Always important to stay new in any way you can. And that one careens up towards the nosebleeds here at Robbinsville High School. 10-22 is your score as Desta Trammell goes back to the line for what could be her last trip to the service area. Here at home, anyway. Sliding save on the back. And the return made by Jordan Moore, the setter for the Falcons. Hard shot by Brooms. And her aim was a little off. So it's a double-digit lead for Robbinsville, 11-22. And a high arcing serve will go out. And that's Delaney Brooms going back to the line. Brooms will be back next year and her senior campaign. Brooms, Tia Hall, and Aubrey Wachacha will be your seniors next year if the lineup stands right now. And a double tap 12-23 here in set 3. Jenna Clayton, the senior for the Falcons, trying to keep their season alive and her senior campaign alive. That was a powerful serve by Miss Clayton. Smacked back over by Kinsley Phillips. Brooms with a dig pass. Behind. How about Fayla Welch with a hard spike? And she sent that one to Ingles. That's going to be out 13-23 here in set 3. Hard spike. Clayton with a jump serve into the net. And Wachacha will jog to pick it up out of the corner of the gym. Set and match point for Robbinsville here in the first round of the state playoffs. 24-13. And she got an ace on it. How about that? And so it is, fans. The contest ends 13-25. We'll run it down one more time. It was 10-25, 15-25, and 13-25 as Robbinsville sweeps the North Carolina Leadership Academy here in the first round of the state playoffs. The victory takes Robbinsville to 17-8 on the season. The Falcons in their year 18-7. And we'll hopefully have playoff coverage for you on Tuesday, fans. We'll try to let you know as soon as we can whether we'll be televising it here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Robbinsville will travel to Highland Tech, and we'll update you on our social media as soon as we get details on the match time. If this is our last volleyball telecast of the year, we will bid you a very, very sad farewell. We've enjoyed covering these girls all year and broadcasting these games for you great Lady Night fans. We'll see you for basketball, though. We're not done just yet here in the gymnasium this year. For Montana Buchanan, I'm Kevin Hensley. We wish you all a very good evening from Graham County.